Welcome to Tell Me All About It, the podcast where curiosity meets conversation. I'm your creator and host, Brianna Guyton, here to dive into stories, insight, and everything in between. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Tell Me All About It Solo Chats. To start off this week's title is called The Comeback is on the Way. This week's title is A Comeback Isn't Luck. It's proof you were built for more than what tried to break you. Now, to start this off, I want to say this. The comeback is always louder than the setback. For those who are new to the channel, which we have some new listeners, so thank you for listening, I always say this. Art and everything around me inspires me to do this podcast. There's always something that's going on in the world or going on in my life that makes me sit down and write the script out. And this episode is no different. Now, I know by the time this airs, it's going to be a couple weeks out from it, and the Knicks have already won the finals. But if you watched Game 4, then you watched, like everybody else did, how they were down 29 points. Like many of you, by third quarter, I went to bed, turned the game off, there was no point. See you at Game 5. Why stay up to watch a team lose? Why stay to watch the murder go on? Why? It's time to go to bed, I have to go to work. There's no point of continuing watching this game. And a lot of you thought that way. And I can't blame you because I thought the same way too. There's no point in me watching this. And that is what this episode's about. Our own personal comeback. Your comeback is going to look very different from everyone else's. My comeback is going to look different from yours, and yours is going to look different from mine. That's what makes them so personal. And they're going to come at different times in our lives. Not everybody's comeback is going to line up with everyone else's. They're all going to be on their own special timeline. That's what makes them so precious. But that what makes them so personal is because it was on our time. It was on God's time. And you know what? We have to learn how to be okay with that. Our comeback is not going to come when we want them. It comes back when everything you needed to learn has been completed. I can promise you this. Hard times do not last forever. That's what I keep telling myself. Hard times will not last forever. Everyone, and I mean everyone, will get a chance to reap the reward of their hard work. Trust me, I get it. I know I'm going through it. It is so easy to feel discouraged, to feel left back, behind, misunderstood. And there's just times you're going through it, you can't see your way out of it. That's what I'm going through right now. I just can't see my way out of this. But I'm going to tell you this, and what I keep telling myself. Your win is closer than what you think. You are so close to your goal that you don't even realize it. But you got to get through the hard part. You got to get through the hard part. All the things you need to learn to make this comeback as great as it possibly can be is all the things you have to learn through the hard times. Do not fold under pressure. Do not succumb to the pressure that's going on in your life. You have to stay strong during this part. This is when it matters the most. In this episode, we will talk about the frustrations of wanting a comeback, but also trying to figure out how that comeback's going to happen and what you need to do in order for the comeback to happen. When is my comeback coming, and how am I going to pull it off? That's the million-dollar question we all ask ourselves. How am I going to pull this off? I don't have a pot to piss in. I don't have a dime to my name, but I got to figure out how to pull this off. And my answer to you, and what I'm telling myself, is simple. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all you have. Just keep doing what you are doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, figure out your routine. What is it that I want to accomplish, and what are the little steps I have to take to get there? It sounds absolutely ridiculous, I know. But it only confirmed what I was saying was right this whole time when I watched the Knicks game. Look at Game 4. NBA Finals, down by 29. This is the biggest game that most of them will ever play. There's no bigger stage than the NBA Finals, and you are down 29 points in the second half. If you looked at that first half of the game and well into the second half, nothing went right for the Knicks. Shots weren't falling, turnovers kept happening, fouls kept getting called on against them. It wasn't their game, it looked like in the beginning. But they didn't switch. They didn't switch up a new routine. They didn't put different players in. They didn't abandon what they know. They didn't abandon what got them there. They stood the course. They kept doing what they doing best. What I also do love about this particular Knicks team is that they didn't get upset with each other. They didn't get angry. They didn't start yelling. They didn't start looking at who blamed who and why aren't you shooting and why aren't you doing this. They just stood the course. They kept doing the things that got them to the NBA Finals in the first place. And most importantly, they didn't quit. They just kept playing. They kept going. No matter what that scoreboard looked like, they just kept going. They kept playing into the final buzzer. And that's what I want people to understand. Don't panic because life isn't going the way you thought it was. For anybody who's going through it, life tends to always has its ups and downs. Not tend to, they always have ups and downs. Do not panic when you are down. Everything seems to be all over the place and you can't figure out how to get your footing. I get that feeling of being down on the big parts of your life and not seeing a way out of it. You'll never see your comeback if you keep quitting. If you keep starting a new project, you keep starting a new way of doing something. If you just keep starting over and quitting, you're never going to see the reward of it. Stay the course. The Knicks stayed the course. They didn't switch up their game. They kept playing, and eventually things start happening for them. A lot of times when we're down, we tend to accept defeat, and that's what makes us abandon what we're doing or quit or try to switch it up. We accept defeat, but do not accept defeat in your life. Just because doors start shutting and people start leaving out of your life, let them leave. Those doors are shut, then just keep going. There's another door that's opening for you, and there are other people waiting for you to step through those doors. It's like watching a game. Kind of like what we did with the Knicks game. Watching a game. And the fans start to leave. The game's not going the way it's supposed to. Fans are leaving. It's fourth quarter. You don't see your team coming back. You start leaving. Let me get a head start on the drive back home. Why would I watch my team lose? Those people start to leave. But guess what? The players still have to play. Players can't leave midway. Players can't, no matter how down they are, they still have to keep playing the game to the very end. Well, that's you. You're the player in your own life. You don't get to leave it. You got to stay until the very end. I don't care how many people walk out. Let them walk out. Let them miss what the comeback looks like. Give these people who walk out of your life a reason to regret it. And you're only going to do that by staying the course. Keep working on what you're working on. Keep building on what you're building. Keep getting better at what you are doing. Let everybody else leave. Because the people who are supposed to stay, the true faithfuls in your life, will see your comeback from beginning to end. I don't care how down you are in life. I don't care how bad it is. Keep playing. Keep playing. Keep showing up. Play as hard as you can in the game called life. You're not alone in this. You have the ultimate teammate, and that teammate is God. And that's what I've been leaning on these last 2 years of my life as I start my own relationship with God. I know it is difficult and it feels like there's some days you're on a team by yourself, but trust me, He is there. He is watching. Someone said something really smart, and I was watching on Instagram, and they said, God is kind of like oxygen. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but you know it's there. He's there. He's on your team. He's playing in spots that you can't even see right now, but He is there and He is working for your benefit. He sees all. And because He sees all, He has the better outcome of how to make this comeback happen. All you have to do is just stay the course. Now, you guys know I swing this always back to my personal life and what I'm going through. I'm telling you right now, I don't have the slightest clue what my comeback is going to look like. But I can guess with all the rejection, all the feeling left behind, feeling left back, I can only assume that my comeback is worth waiting for. It's worth the hurt, the rejection, the frustration, the anger, the tears, all of it. It's worth it. One of my favorite Bible verses is Matthew 19:26, and it reads, Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. I believe that the life that I want and the life that I deserve is not something I'm going to be able to do on my own. I need Jesus Christ. I need God. I need the Holy Spirit. I need something that is outside of the human realm to make possible. I want so much out of life. I want so much out of life. And I have tried to control everything in my life. And let me tell you, not one thing has worked out, me trying to control something. You got to get to a point in life, you got to let control go. Because you can't control everything. The little things you can control. How much work you put in, how much time you put into something, you can control those things. But there is a outer layer of stuff that you cannot control. It is now in my 20s now that I understand how much I need God. I didn't understand it when I was a kid. I don't think anyone quite understands when they're younger and they're, being dragged to church. But as I start this relationship with him, I now get it. I need you. For what I see in my head and what I want out of life, there's no way Brianna Guyton is good enough to make that happen. I need help. And it's not coming from a human form. It's coming from God. So there's no sense of denying it. There's no sense of delaying it. I believe in God and I need God. And there's things he needs me to do. There's things that he needs me to learn. And you're only going to learn it through the hard times. Unfortunately, I am someone who has to learn the hard way a lot. And I think God knows that. Trust in the Lord, because all things is possible through him. I have seen what he's done in the small things in my life. That I was like, God, I'm worried about this. Like, how am I going to fix it? Done. He fixed it. I was worried about it. He fixed it. He already knows how to get your way out of things. He already knows how to pull you through things. Just trust him. The only thing that I can control is how I react to the things that happen to me. Continue to improve, continue to get better, continue to seek out the best part of life, and continue to seek out God. Give him the control. Give him the worries, the fears, the doubt, the anger, the frustration. Give all that to him. Anything, and I mean anything in this world is possible. No matter what people say, no matter how much fear you have, no matter how many people walk out of your life, no matter how many things go wrong, how many doors get shut in front of you. All things is possible. Remember Matthew. Jesus looked unto them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. How my comeback comes through or how's it going to happen, that's not for me to worry about. That's God. God already knows how that's going to happen. But the only thing I need to worry about is how to get better, how to be consistent, how to improve. My job is to have faith that the comeback is happening. It is God's job to make sure that the comeback does happen. To wrap this up, yes, the delays and the rejection seems to be the only thing that you can see. But trust me, and when I tell you this, your comeback is on the way. There's a comeback with your name written on it. Don't worry about how it will happen. Just believe that it will happen. The universe and God rewards those who stay the course. Alright, you guys, that is all for this week. Hope you guys got something out of it. For more content, you guys can follow me on Instagram at tell.meallaboutit, and make sure you follow me here on Spotify and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As always, I'm looking to cover stories of everyday people. I cover stories of any kind of hardship or someone who's on the pursuit of their passion. Until next time, this is Bree.